to our international podcast, folks. Below the belt, who vex lose? How you folks are doing out there? We're trying to start ourselves out here, folks. Let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear.
Hey guys, let us know if you're hearing us loud and
Please and
clear.
thank you. Let us too loud and clear. Folks, welcome to the National Podcast today. We trust that you guys are great. I'm pleased to have with me. I'm pleased to have with me Julia Finance.
It's good to be here.
I'm privileged. Yeah, Bacchanal behind the scenes today.
It's a lot of background.
Oh,
I don't know, something.
yeah.
I don't know, like
I'm here.
it sounds like a little bit distance. I don't know why.
It's you. No. It's you.
I don't know. I'm sounding like I'm not hearing myself the way I want to. You started us out to the back end.
Good day, folks. How you guys are doing? Good to have each and every one of you here with us. Can you guys hear us here? Technician, tell us, City. You
Let me
hear
know
me
what's
clear?
going on there.
It's over here. What it up? That's all I can say. Folks joining us from Florida. Barbara Vaughn. Danny Ram. Barbara, how are you doing? Aaron Archibald is here. Arundel. There. Chinting Henry. Guys, that's gonna be hearing Curtis. Truly having some issues.
I'm not hearing myself like words.
She's not hearing seven months.
I'm not hearing myself in my head, so that's my problem.
Are you hearing Eureka?
You're hearing us loud and clear, but I'm not hearing myself on my headset.
Alright.
Guys, be different to the back here.
We're gonna start to be how it is. Street infection can't hear yourself.
Yes, it's weird.
It's a fantasy for us. She gotta hear herself. She ain't content like the rest of us. Good afternoon, folks. How you all doing?
What's going on to your end, guys? Let me know there.
Yeah. She wants to know. She wants to hear herself too.
Let me know what's going on with your end.
It says your volume is low. We're gonna try to adjust
I
Rita's
know,
volume.
that's what I'm telling you.
All right.
Something is wrong. I know something's wrong. I don't know what's going on.
All right, we're gonna try to solve that.
Let's solve these issues. I want to be heard loud and clear.
Just loud.
I don't think I'm clear right now. I don't think I'm clear right now. Clear it up. Starts showing all sort of signs here. I didn't go to sign language school. You know?
We gotta communicate your problem to your vote. You still have a problem. Mayday.
Maybe we have a problem.
I see Loretta says, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Thank you, technician Loretta. We're just humble to hear yourself. We hear you. We hear you. That's important. We hearing you, right? And we hear you. That's important thing. Good. Guys, good to have you. You know, lots of things happening. It seems we've gone wild in this country. A lot of theft and fraud and the forgery. You see when they set it to the top, everything else follows that.
I don't know what's going on.
Everything else follows that.
I think it is it's pretty crazy what's going on in Guyana right now. If we're to go
Yeah,
by the
yeah,
headlines alone.
yeah.
You want me to go through some of
Yeah, yeah. How are you going to show with it, folks?
No, like I was before we came onto the program, I was scrolling social media and I saw one online media house literally the headline reads and I quote, this is Guyana Daily News. And I quote, partners in crime nabbed with 6 stolen panties and other items in bus. Just didn't even get
What a
into
thief in?
how do you get into that conversation?
What them boys told you there?
Partners in crime, 6 stolen panties. I don't know, probably was a typo or something. Probably they meant
Mm.
something different.
Carl and Holly. Them boys fetch with the undies.
They're different. The guys are very, very different.
Yep, 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 yep. Chen Sing, Onika Light, we see you, Debbie Hohencourt, Chin Sing Henry. All right. Sheldon Alexander said, things tight. Like the underwear. Things tight.
What an interesting headline.
Underwear is being stolen. Wow.
I don't know where else we left to go. What are you stealing the
When you're choosing
panties
a life of
for?
crime, you think they say, I'm going to be known for stealing 6 underwear, 6 panties?
like get your act together. Come on, guys. Like
That's how tight things stay, Rita.
I don't understand what's going on here.
That's how tight things stay. Everything is up and up.
Mm-mm-mm. Not at all.
We wish it were so, but everything is not up and up. Right? Lots of people have fallen hard times.
That's more than a hard time. Something is definitely wrong there. Like you just like what persuades you to steal 6 panties? Like I don't get it. Like I don't get it.
You're trying to rationalize it. Like, what's the motivation?
Yes. Probably it was like really, really I don't know, really provocative once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
It has a different price tag or something. You get in a feedback. I know I was hearing it on my headset, but I wasn't sure if you were getting it to your end, Rami. Thank you for that feedback.
What is the feedback you're getting?
No, I'm actually getting a feedback a little bit. I don't know why.
Is that the feedback from Rami?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I have been absent from
Yeah, she's trying to get her bearings here.
the podcast a little bit.
She's been
That
gone for too long.
I don't know if I'm being punished. Like I feel like I'm being punished right now. It's something is up. Like something is up. I don't know what it is,
But
but
your audio is coming out here because I'm singing.
yes, something is up at our end. But guys, let me know if you hear me loud and clear for the last time. For the last, for the absolute last time. Let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong.
I've turned my mic off so you can. The only other audio is going to be your one.
Oh well, it's something's wrong with me. Sure, just go ahead. This is your program.
Where did we start?
I'm here, like an
But I think
accessory.
your audio.
It works there, but I'm not getting it here. Still getting that feedback. Oh my goodness. Loud and clear, still getting that feedback. Yes. We are directed. Thank you so much. I don't know. I don't know where that feedback is coming from.
Let's try to bring it through.
Some people seem to be hearing loud and clear. Some people getting that feedback. You should see Cher's face right now, guys. he's trying to he's trying to work a magic right now.
It's you. What
What sorcery is this? Oh goodness, this is not like it's different here today. It's
Try that.
di- I heard that. I heard that. What was that?
Let's see. Yep. Great to have you folks here with us. Great to have each and every one of you folks here with us. And let me see if I can switch it.
Yes, which 100% good. Watching, listening, loud and clear. I see all of you guys. Loud and clear, says Linden Jones. Adil Beckel says loud. Carl Ford is 100% good. Morning, Stoby. Watching. Stanborn. 100. Okay. We're still working it out, the nitty gritty on this end. I'm continuing to follow there in the comment section. We're definitely working this out. I don't know why I'm hearing the music and not my own voice. Hey, Linda Webster, what's going on at your end? I hope all is well at your end. Let me know what's going on. How's the weather shaping up? I know it was raining in Toronto this morning. Is it still raining there? Is it nice and wet, or is it? That did not sound right. Is it like? Is the weather good? I think that's the question I'm asking. Is the weather good there at your end, wherever is it that you're joining us from? Guyana, we're warmed up already, so this morning was nice and cool, but it is super warm already. I don't like the heat. Those of you know would know that I don't like the heat. It's not something that I really enjoy, but it is what it is. I sees it Paulina. Hey Paulina Welsh, I hope all is well as your end also. Loud and clear. I see New York is in the house joining us there. I hope all is well at your house. It's bright and sunny in Barbados, says Deborah Clark. Hey, Deborah. Deborah, I haven't seen you for a while, girl. I hope all is well at your end. I have not seen you on. I have missed you tremendously, and I wish all is well at your end for yourself and family. Very sweet soul, Deborah Clark is. I see Gwyneth Anderson there saying those that are getting the feedback, please log out and log in back. Gwyneth, you easy.
One time and done.
Gwen Tunisi. I see Rami said a little chill at my end in Maryland there. So a little chill is good. I like a little chill. Any weather that is nice and cool, cold is good for me. I like those. It's nice to be all cuddled up with, right? So in Toronto, it says no rain but cloudy. Good weather. Still cold there, so good weather. I see. Is it I see. It says I'm stay on. Benjamin says good afternoon to everyone. It's raining in Ithaca and hearing loud and clear. Very good. Chilly. I see that comment there. Paulette is saying Paul is watching with us. Good to know. Good to have you here with us, Paulette. I see. Chising Henry saying it's raining here in Philadelphia. Yep, it's the season, right? It's getting into the end of year, so there's a lot of the wet weather is going to be coming on. Weather for leather, 10 toes in beds. That's what is it? It's 20 toes in bed. I completely left out another set of toes.
You're a mutant or something. 23
No,
toes.
they said 20 toes in bed. Like they're saying it's just weather to be cuddled up. But I said 10 to cuddle it by myself. Listen, everything is off about what I'm saying right now, guys. You just don't even worry with me. I'm
We're
gonna be
just
back on
settling back,
track.
settling
Just
back.
just allow me
Settling back
allow me to
down.
groove in back on my own terms. If you
She's
may,
settling back
please,
down.
thank you.
Allow her.
Please and thank you.
Settling back down. Allow her today.
Allow me to just be crazy with my comments right now. Claudia and Linden, absolutely lovely to hear that. I see Alexis Williams is on, Says hearing loud and clear in Barbados. It's sunny at the moment. Good going for the folks there in Barbados. We'll go to the airport with the shuttle buses to go right 2 feet in front of you, like what Sharon
Correct,
said.
correct, correct.
Emmanuel Ross is Antigua's in the house. It's good to have you guys here with us, joining us all the way from Antigua. Guys, you know what you have to do. It's always a pleasure, it's a privilege to have these conversations with you. Um, in the morning, in the middays, and then you join back in the evenings. You are the greatest. You all are. We appreciate you, each and every one of you, and we ask that you do one thing: share, share, share the stream. This is something that we must do in order to get everyone on board with credible information.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Folks, quite recently we sat down and we spoke with Darren Adams, the regional vice chair, Region 10, about the situation
Recent
at
share.
Region Chair. I've demoted him.
Yes, you've
Sorry,
demoted.
Darren. Sorry.
So,
Apologies there. About what we spoke to him about what's happening at the Linden Utilities Company there.
yes.
And with that interim management committee that they've installed, you know, not all is well, folks.
Mm.
We just tell you that not all is well.
The PP continues with all the nonsense when it comes to how they are managing these local government bodies. They continue to make sure that they control at all costs. You know, they're completely dictatorial in the way in which they operate, and that's what you're seeing there.
Correct. Correct is right. And the people want none of it. The people want none of it. You hear me? None. That's what I'm telling you. They want none of it. None whatsoever. Nope, 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 nope. We want to give you some of what the regional vice chair told us. And we just had this video set and then we don't. Trina, what you bring back with you here?
I don't know. What did I bring back?
What you
This
bring
is bad luck. My goodness.
I'm trying to give you some of that, good folks. If we can get it queued up, we're going to try to give you some of that.
Thomasina Ben is watching, Sharon.
It's good. Good have you, Thomasina.
We have some lovely folks with us.
Try and get that video queued up quickly for you guys. Sorry, we got to do it so raw.
State of the region. That's what we're looking at today. You know how we do it. It's Thursday. We get into the communities, see what is going on. Their business is our business.
He got into office, of course.
Excellent. The other problem you have on your doorstep, I was quizzing Councillor Mark Goring earlier on, is what's happening at the utility company. I mean, that seems to be spiraling out of control with each and every passing day. What is the latest with what's happening there?
So, from what I gather, and I want to be clear, the matter is an internal matter right now. The members of the society, or the workers of the society, are not happy with many of the decisions that have been made by the IMC. They were given a mandate to audit the society, to get the register up to date and compliant for them to hold a AGM, and a number of other things, but very specific. What we are being, and what I'm hearing from the videos that I've been seeing, is that they are attempting, or they have already shifted from the mandate that they have been given and attempting to fire, attempting to demote, attempting to slash people's salary, and so on. And so the matter remains an internal matter with the staff of LUSCSL and the IMC that was installed there. And so I want to allow that process to go through. If it becomes a situation where it spills over and residents are affected, where their lights are being disconnected, or something that affects the residents directly on the Wisma shore, then of course I will kick in and of course make the representation. One of the things you have to be careful with, and that is why I have been very careful, while we will never deny making representation to our people, We don't want to be accused of attempting to politicize the society. That is the oldest co-op. The members have an issue with the board that was put there, an IMC of political people who are not serving in their best interests. One name keeps coming out in the person of Courtney Handy. He served on the previous board that has been accused of corruption. I don't understand why he alone was allowed to come back on this board. And I'm saying that in any organization, the relationship between the staff and management and the workers should be one that should be welcoming the environment. If at this stage you are given 6 months to do a specific task, a specific assignment, and within that period you have already created problems, then it is cause for concern. And so I am allowing the process to work for the period, the 6 months that they were given to get the register in order and so on, should have been completed by now. We are being told that they increased their own salaries, the stipend that they were receiving, they're ordering meals, special meals.
Exotic meals.
Yeah, exotic meals, while at the same time targeting those staff. And so if you offend your workers rather than build and create that enabling environment for information and for your workers to respect you and serve you, then you will have exactly, and you will experience exactly what is happening at the moment. And so I'm allowing the workers' voice to be heard through what they are doing. And I ask that the CCDO meet with the workers, listen to them. I think I read that they would have outlined a number of things that they would like for them to achieve with deadlines, and meet with them and remove all of the political people that are creating problems, so that together this society that has been serving over 4,000 people, I believe it is, on that side of the shore, can continue to do the good work that they have been doing over the years.
Have it struck you as astonishing that the very IMC that deposed the last duly elected board is now asking for time? You know, you said they've gone beyond their remit as a board. Now they're asking for time. Has it struck you as odd?
Of course, and that is what happens when you know, there is a, beside what you were advised to do or your mandate, there happens, or I believe that there may be some hidden agenda. And so that is what is happening. If you go there and you are giving specific timelines and deadlines to meet certain things, why is it that 6 months after you were not able to complete that? But you are looking into every other matter that does not concern you, or that you were not given the authority to act on. And so there may be, I believe, a hidden agenda, and that is what is being detected day after day by the very employees. And so, you know, it is something that should be of concern. And again, I want to call on the CCDO to put or place competent people. At this point in time, from my view, we need to get to an AGM, right? If 6 months after you cannot release, or you can, I think by now, if there were any improprieties or any issues that they would have flagged, it would have already been made public. But allow the workers and allow the process to move forward expeditiously so that they can go to AGM, and the oldest society, I believe, he was told, if not the oldest co-op in the country, or one of the oldest co-op, can get on with the business of serving the people of the Wisma Shore.
Yeah, and you seem very accurate there, Regional Chairman Adams, in terms of getting on with business. The courts seem to favor getting on with business. They've recently told the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union, get on with business,
Yeah.
get an AGM,
Exactly.
get a proper board in there, and get on with business. But this administration, this regime seems to like IMCs. You got of course, the one they installed there at the Public Service Cooperative Credit Union. They got this one now at uh, the Linden Utility Cooperative Society Limited. You got an IMC at the West Demerara Market Cooperative Society as well. You have another one at the Amalgamated Transport and General Cooperative Credit Union. It seems that once this administration can control by getting elected their own folks, then the next way they go is these IMCs.
Yeah. So we have often been told, and it has been proven, that there is a process of domination and control. So they will. We have seen attempts, and they have done it in the past before the coalition government got into office, and we were able to hold local government election. There was an IMC that was placed there even at the Linden Mayor and Town Council. So it extended even in that regard. And so we must be concerned about it. We will continue to oppose it. The IMC that was installed there was given a period to do specific tasks. It is time they get on with the business, and that AGM be held so that the people can elect the people they want. Moving aside from that, even in the two most critical areas in our region, the board that deals with the health of our people and the board that deals with financing small businesses, 2 years after, have not been constituted in the region. The Linden Enterprise Network Board and the Linden Hospital Complex Board. In the case of the Linden Hospital Complex, we have seen how one man would have created a toxic environment there. The health of our people were compromised in many ways. He made unilateral decisions and deviated from that developmental path that we were accustomed or would have grown accustomed to from 2015 to 2020, where services like dialysis centers were placed there to the benefit of our people. We saw jobs were created under the patient care assistant program, where 60 young people were employed. We saw how many other programs, the eye clinic was established to the benefit of the people of this region. All of these things in those two important organizations, the health of our people and access to loans, have been dismantled, and there is no indication that attempts will be made to put these boards in place. And so we have to keep applying the necessary pressure. In the case of the Linden Enterprise Network, there has been a freeze on access to loans, on the empowering of the agriculture sector, the continuation of the Millie's Hideout Road. And it has caused problems because small businesses who were once given that opportunity to grow and create employment, we have seen how that has been shut down. And that should be of concern to the entire region, but we will continue to expose and educate our people on what is happening. Every other board, whether it's the KUI in Kokwani, was established. The board at LECI, the Linden Electricity Corporation Board, was established. But the board that deals with the health of our people and possibly being able to empower them by giving them loans have been shut down completely.
Very interesting. Yep. And we're going to leave that there, folks. But that was our discussion quite recently with Regional Chairman of Region 10, Darren Adams, folks. That was our discussion with Darren Adams. Quite insightful, quite an education, Judah. Quite an education.
Yep.
Quite an education. Folks, share the live, smash that emoji button.
Sharing, smashing, do all that you have to do. Let me know what's going on, guys. Let me know.
Good to have you folks here with us. Great to have you folks. And let us know once more if you're here in Jurida.
Yeah, I think they're hearing me loud and clear. I'm just not hearing myself. So let's carry on with this conversation. We have lots to discuss. I can say that we have lots to discuss. You know, Darren is speaking about something there that we've been talking about for quite some time when it comes to the IMC and the PPP gotten all of these bodies and not actually wanting to have the democratic processes in place in which they are elected representatives. It's a big issue. It's a really really big issue, and we can't just sit back and just accept it. And here they're talking about pushing back the pressure. So, and he has been working. He has been doing quite an amazing job.
Fantastic work.
Yep,
Fantastic work with that.
he has been doing that, and I have to say that when it comes to the IMCs, there is a movement. If you are tracking it, you would realize that there is a movement when it comes to putting in place IMCs. It is not something that's unique to Linden. They are going to every area in which they do not have their influencers or their political lackeys within those bodies, and they are dismantling the bodies and they are putting IMCs in place because their intent seems to be to have control, dominance and control in every aspect. And the only bit that they want to see go out there is whatever their agenda is.
Correct is right. Correct is right. You know who we sat down and talked to recently too as well? Camera Jamditan. And we tried to pick his brain on what's happening with all of these cases and COIs with the last election.
Yeah.
What are these folks up to? That's what we spoke to Camera Jamditan about. And he had quite a bit to tell us. We wanna give you one folks some of that as well, some of the discussion with Camera quite recently. Camera Jamditan, leader of the Alliance for Change, a member of Parliament, and give us a second to cue it up for you. We want you to hear some of that discussion. We're going to cue it up for you in just a sec. Yep. Share the live, folks. Stand with us today.
That indeed we are the culprits, if they want to prove that, is the High Court, the Magistrates Court, the Court of Appeal, the CCJ. And they're not doing that. And to that extent, then, it is all part of the very skillful game and the clever game that the PPP has to turn what they did into a narrative that indeed they are angels. But people now are seeing their character. The fact that there is so much discrimination, the fact that there is so much corruption. You go and talk to any businessman at any cocktail in Guyana, and they will tell you, apart from a very elite clique, you got so much corruption in Guyana now. And I was up quarantine to meet some friends and family in a reunion that we had, and a big birthday bash. And a number of them I spoke to. And things are so difficult. And all the promises that they indicated that they're going to keep, renegotiate Exxon deal, renegotiate this, renegotiate that, 50,000 jobs, this, that. Almost every single thing we notice are now being violated, all the promises. And to that extent too, people are saying very loudly, and especially support bases like Barbies Quarantine. Now we ain't going back there with them. They lied to us, they fooled us. And that is part of the narrative. Because they're having so much of difficulties and challenges within their constituencies, they want to let the narrative of what's happening in the court be told, and they are hopeful that they're going to win these matters. I am hopeful that they do not, and that for whatever reasons, the successes are going to come the way of the opposition.
Excellent. Kamraj, we're talking about these cases, the fact that, again, they said they had all this evidence about rigging and all of that. 2 years out, the cases are going nowhere in the High Court. It was Desiree Bernard, Madam Justice Desiree Bernard, who said in the Aubrey Norton case, Kemraj, and in the summary of the Joe Hamilton case, that it is imperative that trust and confidence continues to be reposed in GCOM, and that GCOM must do everything to dispel that lack of confidence and any perception that GCOM may have acted unfairly or not have acted fairly. That being said, there's been a call on GCOM to review the March 2nd, 2020 general regional election because of all of the things that have come out from that process. But there's been a reluctance of GCOM to do so. As a matter of fact, Claudette Singh, the chairman of GCOM, has been at pains to say it is the
High Court.
It's the High Court that must review and must investigate and interrogate and all of that. That being said, it's the same chairman of GCOM who was just handed to the Attorney General a list of names of persons who would have been out of the country and yet voted on election day. A list of names of persons who would have been deceased but yet voted on election day.
Yeah.
Try to make sense of that to guide, because it doesn't make sense, because he's not, the period to file election petition has gone, but yet he has requested this information and has been supplied with it.
Well, there is a little bit of contradiction and inconsistency. You see, all electoral matters and all matters dealing with registration of voters, voters list, and all of those are largely in the purview of the GCOM. And when you had an elections that created such an ugly scene after the date was held, right up to about 5 months after, there is need, Sherrod, that there be a revisit and a review of all the challenges that were met, including declarations that were being made by Mr. Mingo, including certain problems of what happened at East Coast with boxes, so many things that recount brought out. And it is the truth. Now, if you are an employer, if you are in charge of, let's say, a company or a constitutional entity, it requires an in-house set of investigations to reveal what caused what to happen, and the why, and the where and why and how it happened. It is almost, automatic that you would have had that. It's like running a business, and there are some difficulties and challenges in the business. You have to do a review. Get some experts, or you yourself, if you're an expert at it, find out what happened. That was not the case. The president wanted a separate kind of inquiry, because indeed it is true, and I could understand her legal argument, Madam Claudette Singh, the chairperson, when she said that the elections petition must be the place in which there must be major investigation. But when you're going there for investigation, in two petitions, I think 88 and 99, you have a whole set of blockages occurring as a result of the government of the day, the PPP, not wanting that investigation to happen at the court. Technicalities were used. In one case, I think it was the 88, in which the ruse that was used was this, that because one person, and that person didn't have much of an interest in blocking the petition, David Granger was not served in time, the whole petition now was dismissed. It is like, you have a damages claim of some sort, or any claim for that matter, and you sue 10 persons, but you fail to serve one person. The action against the other 9 must be dismissed. I mean, the importance of an elections petition for the country it could result in so many things that could be horrific. You have to ensure that at least the fact that one is not served properly, the matter will go on, and it might not go on against the one that was not properly served. That's okay. And the one in this case that was not properly served literally didn't have an interest in the case not being heard. As a matter of fact, he had every interest that the case be heard. And to that extent, then, we find that when the PPP now is trying to block the matter, of course, we had a ruling from that Chief Justice that indeed says that the whole case is dismissed. But then it was appealed. And now they are blocking the Court of Appeal from hearing the matter. When the Court of Appeal has now ruled that this matter ought to be heard, even if you interpret a certain provision of the Constitution one way, there is a Court of Appeal Act which says that you just can't shift aside a Court of Appeal from scrutinizing High Court decisions. How could you do that? All of a sudden, you're ousting the Court of Appeal jurisdiction from hearing a matter. And you use, again, another technical argument that the matter was not heard meritoriously or meritocratically, meaning the whole substance of it was ruled on. It was just procedural issue. Procedural issue that brings the matter to an end is a dismissal. And if by a dismissal you can appeal to a higher court, well, certainly you should. And the courts must not hesitate into telling people like the Attorney General and the other lawyers for Bar Jagdeo and so on. By the way, Mr. Douglas Mendes is a close friend of mine. We were at law school together. We must be able to tell them, or at least the court must be able to tell them, that you can't just on these minimalist issues say that our jurisdiction must be ousted and so we can't scrutinize what a high court judge did. How could it be? A high court judge could, for very selfish reasons, knock off a case, and then the argument will be that a court of appeal or a CCJ or apex court cannot scrutinize what that high court judge has done. I thought that that was an extremely strange argument. But of course, in a court of law, you can have all of that once, of course, the lawyers are trying to win the case. And I am hoping now that the matter is at the CCJ, that the CCJ is not going to in any way cause an ousting of its jurisdiction from scrutiny of a high court judge ruling, especially in a procedural matter, which then ends a case as important as a petition in which all the discrepancies and all the irregularities are there, which can, conclude that the elections was not lawfully conducted.
Cameron, your memory might be sharper than my own, but the CCJ, during this electoral process, in one of those cases, I remember, it deals with a special aspect of the Constitution that says that in the election process, the Court of Appeal had the final say. And then the CCJ said, no.
Yeah.
And in the very same way, you cannot oust our jurisdiction from, again, as our highest appellate court, reviewing any matter.
That's correct.
And clawed its way back to jurisdiction.
That's so correct. Appellate courts, especially apex courts, do not so interpret constitutions. It was the same thing that we had with I remember a very early case where Justice Desiree Bernard had made a ruling. There was a lot of talk that there should be conclusivity brought and ousting jurisdictions and ousting powers and so on. But I must say that when it comes to scrutinizing lower courts' decisions, upper courts and the apex court, in this case the CCJ, will hesitate long and hard before they ever make that kind of ruling. And I believe that it will be trashing themselves if they were to so pronounce. And I know very many of those judges there, who have written extensively on the need not to oust the apex court's jurisdiction. They themselves having said that in a case where you're mentioning. Um, and so, to the extent then as to what is a projection as to what they might come out with, it would be very foolhardy for me to make a statement that they are going to oust themselves from having jurisdiction to scrutinize.
Yep, yep, and that's some of what we saw. That's some of what we saw quite recently, folks, and heard from Kemrad Tramjit and lead up the Alliance for Change. Next week, Wednesday, is the verdict, is the decision in election petition 99 on whether or not the Chief Justice, Roxanne George Wiltshire, would have ruled correctly in throwing out that elections petition on the basis of late service. The court, the CCJ is going to rule on that next Wednesday, and we're going to be here, folks, with you guys at the edge of our seats, following that as well, whether or not the Chief Justice would have ruled accurately on that case. Trina?
I'm gonna be glued to my computer to actually follow that one each and every word, because we have been through quite a lot. Let me just say it, put it from that. We have been through quite a lot. Myself, particular, and Sherrod, when it comes to the recount process and the whole and everything that led up to that petition being filed in the first place. So to not have the information, the transparency, and the details be heard before a court would be a grave injustice to Guyanese. So I am keeping my fingers crossed, but I have learned not to put all my eggs in one basket with these matters. So let's see how it goes. Next Wednesday, we should all be glued to our screens, following the case each and every step, because this is a huge matter for Guyanese when it comes to democracy and actually having the institution set up so that it will ensure that democracy, that there's room for democracy, and that's what we're hoping, that we get to that point. I believe that if we don't go through with that, then we will be putting the country in a dire state, to say the very least.
Yep, yep, indeed, indeed. So we're going to be following that, folks, for you. That's going down next week, Wednesday. We're going to be following that decision of that case for you and giving you the updates as we have them. And good to see Candy in the Candy, as someone told us, they went to Scotland, Babis looking for you, trying to call you. You had answered your phone, Candy. Wasn't courts. Candy wasn't courts. It was a mutual colleague trying to get in touch with you as you were passing through the region there, and they know they got to pay their respect and manners when they're passing through your region there, Region 6, Criverton, Skeldon, and you weren't answering your phone, so you're going to want to watch that. Hazley King, good to see you, and Magnell Barrow, Lynette Fraser, Izzy Leander, Denise Williama. We always get his fancy name from Williams. Good to have you, folks. That's going to do it for us at this end today. That's going to do it for us at this end. We're going to be right back here, folks, in the ring tonight at 8, fighting it out.
Pashwe.
Poshwe.
You gotta say it right, sir. Pashwe.
Pashwe.
You can't.
Fighting it out. Poshwe.
Pashwe.
Hazley King, Lysis Wingo Burn. Good to see you.
There's an image that goes around that word, that way in which you said it.
And all you other folks. Yep. Bloodied and bruised. Hazley King, good to have you.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I always say we appreciate you being here every step of the way, and we always say to share the stream. It's absolutely important that you do your part in spreading around the information, disseminating information.
Correct.
When you were learning in school,
Correct.
how you deal with information, you gather your process and all of those things. Disseminate the information now. It's out here, and everyone needs to hear it. So make sure that you do your part in getting the information to every nook and corner of the country, and to all Guyanese living in diaspora. Make sure that you tell a friend, bring a friend, and let us expand these platforms. It's absolutely necessary. We are in the time of misinformation with the PPP, and it is absolutely necessary that we get persons on board with credible and reliable information.
Credible and valid all the way. Credible and valid.
Uh-huh.
That's going to do it for us, folks. Stay safe wherever you are. We're going to see you guys right back here at 8 p.m. this evening. Great to have had each and every one of you guys. Thanks for coming by. That's going to do it for us.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good day, folks. Have a good day. Have a great day, Great day.